After 6 weeks of explosive testimony and shocking revelations, the Sean Diddy Combs trial has reached its conclusion. But the real story isn't over. Former bodyguards, assistants, and ex-girlfriends have finally broken their silence, revealing disturbing details about life inside Diddy's inner circle. What they shared in court has changed everything we thought we knew about the music mogul. Setting the scene. On July 2nd, 2025, a Manhattan jury delivered a mixed verdict that stunned the entertainment world. Sean Combs, the man who built Bad Boy Records into a billion-dollar empire, was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, but acquitted on the more serious charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. The trial, which lasted 7 weeks, featured testimony from 34 witnesses who painted a dark picture of power, abuse, and control. The bodyguard's revelations. One of the most compelling testimonies came from Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard who worked for him from 1991 to 2005. In the recent Peacock documentary, Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy, Deal finally spoke out about what he witnessed during his 14 years protecting the music mogul. Deal revealed disturbing details about the night Notorious B.I.G. was killed on March 9, 1997. According to Deal's testimony, he had warned Combs that someone was going to die that night before they went to a Vibe magazine party in Los Angeles. Combs allegedly replied, "Gene, I don't want to hear that shit." After the shooting, Deal remembered seeing Combs with a look in his eye that he couldn't believe it. When asked directly if he thought Combs was involved in Biggie's murder, Deal said something that sent chills through viewers. Feelings can't change facts, but facts can change feelings. I think that he plays big in the atmosphere, so did he directly have something to do with it? He could have. The assistant's testimony. During the trial, Jonathan Perez, who served as Combs' assistant from late 2021 to 2024, provided crucial testimony about the so-called freak-offs, the drug-fueled sexual encounters that became central to the prosecution's case. Perez testified that he would use cash or corporate credit cards to buy supplies for these events from stores like Target, CVS, and Amazon. He described how Combs' staff would set up hotel rooms under fake names, with Frank Black being a common alias. In one particularly disturbing moment, Perez revealed that one of Combs' videographers started screaming and freaking out after accidentally discovering explicit videos on an iPad in Combs' private movie theater. The videos showed Combs' girlfriend performing sexual acts with another man. The hotel security guard's bombshell. Perhaps the most damaging testimony came from Eddie Garcia, a security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. Garcia testified that after the infamous 2016 assault on Cassie Ventura, which was later captured on security cameras, Combs personally called him. Garcia told the jury that Combs sounded very nervous and was talking really fast, saying he had a little too much to drink and explaining how things was with women when one thing led to another. Most shocking of all, Garcia testified that Combs offered him $100,000 for the security footage, calling him Eddie my angel when he agreed to the deal. The prosecution showed the jury this same security footage, which depicted Combs violently attacking Ventura in the hotel hallway, kicking her and dragging her back to their room. The ex-girlfriend's ordeal. Cassie Ventura, Combs' ex-girlfriend, served as the prosecution's star witness. Over nearly 20 hours of testimony, she described an 11-year relationship marked by physical violence, psychological abuse, and forced participation in sexual encounters with male prostitutes while Combs watched. Ventura testified that these freak-offs could last for more than 24 hours and involved copious amounts of drugs and baby oil. She described how Combs would direct these encounters, often becoming violent if she resisted. In one particularly harrowing account, she testified that Combs once threatened to blow up rapper Kid Cudi's car because of her brief relationship with him. Remarkably, Kid Cudi's car did catch fire in his driveway in February 2012. The anonymous witness. One of the most disturbing testimonies came from an anonymous former Bad Boy employee whose voice was modulated to protect his identity. This witness alleged that he was sent on missions that included recruiting underage girls for Combs' parties. The witness described how red lighting in studios or rooms was a signal for sexual activity. He claimed to have seen Combs with underage girls, stating, "Some of the girls who were in the room, for sure they were underage." The financial evidence. The prosecution presented extensive financial records showing how Combs's organization facilitated these activities. Derek Ferguson, Combs' former head of finance, testified about managing both business and personal transactions, including suspicious payments to various individuals. Bank statements showed transfers of $20,000 to Cassie Ventura, while other records revealed payments to escort services and travel expenses for entertainers who participated in the freak-offs. The prosecution argued this demonstrated a systematic criminal enterprise. The defense strategy. Combs' defense team, led by Mark Agnifilo, took an unusual approach. Rather than denying the abuse allegations, they essentially owned them, with Agnifilo stating, "We own the domestic violence." Their strategy was to argue that, while Combs may have been abusive in relationships, this didn't constitute the organized criminal enterprise alleged by prosecutors. The defense portrayed Combs as someone involved in a swinger lifestyle among consenting adults, arguing that the government had failed to prove the more serious charges of racketeering and sex trafficking. The verdict and its implications. After 3 days of deliberation, the jury reached a split verdict. They found Combs not guilty of the most serious charges, but guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution related to his relationships with Cassie Ventura and another ex-girlfriend known as Jane. The verdict was seen as a partial victory for Combs, though he was immediately denied bail and remains in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Judge Aaron Subramanian set sentencing for October 3, 2025, with prosecutors seeking 4 to 5 years in prison. The aftermath. Despite the mixed verdict, the trial has permanently damaged Combs' reputation and business empire. He had already stepped down from his media company, Revolt TV, and sold his stake following the initial lawsuits. Multiple business partnerships have been severed, and his proposed reality show was canceled. The case also highlighted the broader issue of power dynamics in the entertainment industry, and how wealth and influence can be used to silence victims for years. What the witnesses revealed. The testimonies revealed a pattern of behavior that went far beyond what the public knew. Former employees described a culture of fear, where speaking out could result in threats or retaliation. Several witnesses testified that they were afraid to leave their jobs because of potential consequences. Capricorn Clark, another former assistant, testified that Combs once threatened to kill her after learning about her previous connection to rival Suge Knight. She described being taken to Central Park, where Combs and a large bodyguard delivered this menacing message. The bigger picture. The Diddy trial represents more than just one man's fall from grace. It's a window into how power can be abused behind closed doors, even by those who appear successful and respected in public. The testimony from former employees and associates shows how a culture of silence can protect predators for decades. The case also demonstrates the courage it takes for victims to come forward, especially when facing someone with vast resources and influence. Many of the witnesses testified reluctantly, having been subpoenaed rather than volunteering their testimony. The documentary impact. The Peacock documentary, Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy, has added another layer to the story. Gene Deal's revelations about the night Biggie was killed have reignited conspiracy theories and raised new questions about unsolved cases in hip-hop history. The documentary also featured other disturbing claims, including allegations about the circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's death in 2018. While authorities have found no evidence of foul play, the documentary has fueled ongoing speculation about Combs' involvement in various incidents over the years. The legal ramifications. While Combs avoided the most serious charges, the guilty verdicts on transportation charges still carry significant penalties. The case also opens the door for civil lawsuits from other alleged victims, who may have been encouraged by the proceedings to come forward. Legal experts note that the prosecution's failure to secure convictions on the racketeering and trafficking charges doesn't mean the allegations were false. It simply means they couldn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Combs was running a criminal enterprise. The industry response. The music industry has largely distanced itself from Combs since the charges were filed. Former collaborators and business partners have remained silent, while some have quietly removed their associations with Bad Boy Records from their promotional materials. The case has also prompted broader discussions about accountability in entertainment and how the industry can better protect vulnerable individuals from predatory behavior. Conclusion. The Sean Diddy Combs trial may be over, but its impact will be felt for years to come. The testimonies from his former inner circle have exposed a dark side of success that few ever see. While he avoided the most serious charges, the guilty verdicts ensure that Combs will face consequences for his actions. The courage of witnesses like Gene Deal, Jonathan Perez, and Cassie Ventura to finally speak their truth has changed how we view one of hip-hop's most powerful figures. Their testimonies serve as a reminder that no one is above the law, regardless of their fame or fortune. As we await Combs' sentencing in October, the entertainment world continues to grapple with the revelations from this case. The voices that were silenced for so long have finally been heard, and their impact on the industry will be lasting. The real story of Diddy's downfall isn't just about one man's crimes. It's about a system that allowed those crimes to continue for decades, and the brave individuals who finally said, "Enough is enough."